Mac Tupers. I'm Elliot Stein, the producer of the battery-operated Magic Toupee, the podcast. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you for your generous messages and comments. We really do appreciate them. Please keep listening and liking and subscribing. This is a special episode of the battery-operated Magic Toupee, which we titled Pre-BOMT. And if you're a long-time listener, you'll know that BOMT is short for battery-operated Magic Toupee. Originally, we were going to present a slightly expanded version of Episode 1, Season 1, and we were going to feature one or two of the pre-rollout promos. Well, I dug through the archives, which sounds more impressive than I looked through my hard drive, and I came up with a series of promos which we had done a lot of work on and had completely forgotten about. Back in the winter of 2023, we were beginning the production of the podcast for the launch in May 2024. While we were producing the first 5 or so episodes, we worked on a series of promos that were designed to just be funny, to be entertaining comedy sketches about the podcast, and to give a taste of what was to come. While a few of the promos were retooled and jigged about and made their way into the series in one form or another, most haven't been featured since they dropped on social media back in March and April 2024. This episode will simply feature the best of the pre-launch promos. We hope you enjoy listening to them as much as we enjoyed producing them. So sit back and enjoy. Clear all the furniture and items from your living room immediately to make space for the battery-operated Magic Toupee, the podcast, the new comedy launching May 2024 on most major podcast platforms. Why? Here's why. We're talking to people passing by about the battery-operated Magic Toupee, the podcast. Sir, what can you tell us about the battery-operated Magic Toupee, the podcast?
I don't know what I can say about the battery-operated Magic Toupee because I'm not sure what gender the battery-operated Magic Toupee identifies as. Now, I'll admit the antennae on top of the battery-operated Magic Toupee does look a bit like a penis, but does that make him a male? And the air intake cooling duct of the battery-operated Magic Toupee looks a bit like a vagina, but does that make it a woman? I'm all confused, and if I comment on the battery-operated Magic Toupee and I misgender it, I could be cancelled, and I don't want to be cancelled. So, fuck you, gender-bending, confused, battery-operated Magic Toupee.
The following is either a promotion for the new comedy podcast, the battery-operated Magic Toupee, the podcast, launching May 2024 on most podcast platforms, or evidence of a mentally ill podcast producer. You decide. Oh my God, that's disgusting. Look what the dog did on the floor. I'd better clean it up.
No, wait a minute. Don't touch it. Leave it right there.
We can't leave that there. It's a pile of doggy poop.
No. You may see a pile of dog excrement. I see the next award-winning episode of the battery-operated Magic Toupee, the podcast, lying there steaming on the floor waiting to be listened to.
Gosh, yes, do you think so?
I know so. I was right about episode 3. It started out as the deuce of a Great Dane after eating a leftover vindaloo, and I'm right about this. That steaming, stinking stack of feces is an award-winning podcast. Call in the writers.
What is it, yes?
What is it? Why, look!
It's magnificent.
This is the new episode of the battery-operated Magic Toupee, the podcast, coming May 2024.
But we've been developing that cat vomit we found in the kitchen last week.
Put the cat vomit on hold. Trust me, I've got a nose for dog poop.
Has your dog pooped on the rug? Well, scoop it up and send it to the battery-operated Magic Toupee, the podcast, plopping your way May 2024. painful infectious hemorrhoids, or listening to the new comedy podcast, The Battery-Operated Magic Toupee, the podcast, launching May 2024. You choose. The following may assist you in your decision. This is where we speak with some of the talented listeners of the Battery-Operated Magic Toupee. I'm with Lemmy Capoots, and Lemmy, it says your special talent is pooping your pants.
No, I don't poop my pants. That wouldn't be a very special talent. I poop other people's pants.
You mean you go through their underwear drawer or laundry and take their pants out and poop in them?
No, nothing like that. I can poop in another person's pants while they're wearing their pants.
You ask people if they can open their waistband and you somehow maneuver your arse over it?
No, I just poop in their pants while they wear it. It's a swift and transparent process, like take a load in another's pants before they have time to notice it. It's a very special talent. It's an ability that I have.
That's impossible.
Let me demonstrate.
Good. God, that's terrible. You, oh my God, you pooped in my pants. How did you do that?
It all started when I listened to the Battery-Operated Magic Toupee, the podcast. Somehow my anus operates on a multi-dimensional transcendental plane of existence that allows me to teleport my feces into another person's pants.
The Battery-Operated Magic Toupee, the podcast. So funny you'll shit someone else's pants. As you listen to the promos, you'll be able to hear the evolution of some of the voices and characters that have gone on to be a staple of the show. See if you can spot a few of them. What is the difference between a massive, stinky mound of cowplop smoldering and steaming in a hot, sunny pasture and the new comedy podcast, The Battery-Operated Magic Toupee, the podcast launching May 2024? The answer: we honestly don't know. Listen to the following and you decide. The Battery-Operated Magic Toupee, the podcast, has the most interesting listeners in the world, and I'm speaking with one of them, Mr. Richard Puller. And Richard, it says here that you're a comedic masturbator. Now, what is a comedic masturbator? Is it that you expose your fleshy throttle stick in public and fiddle it about for laughs and giggles?
No, not at all. You see, many people get sexually stimulated by erotic sexual images of naked men or women or listening to erotic fiction. I can't. It does nothing for me. I can only be aroused and shoot my knuckle babies with comedy. Early on, I managed to crank my dinkle by watching the Marx Brothers or listening to Abbott and Costello routines. But soon, even watching Laurel and Hardy move a piano failed to stiffen my giggle stick. And after 3 hours of the Three Stooges to pleasure myself, my right arm developed bursitis. But since I started listening to the comedy of the Battery-Operated Magic Toupee, the podcast, I've turned into a turbo jizz bucket shooting enough baby juice to fill St. Paul's Cathedral. So if, like me, you're a comedic masturbator, you want to listen to the Battery-Operated Magic Toupee so you can enjoy and find satisfaction and pleasure and the fulfillment of your comedy needs. Oh, thank you, Battery-Operated Magic Toupee. The podcast, it was good for me too.
Well, there you have it. Buy a few fresh boxes of tissues and listen to the battery-operated Magic Toupee, the podcast, splooging your way, May 2024. The highway of life can be complicated. There are bumps and twists in the road. If you're navigating through life and looking for a mature, intelligent, wise hand to guide you through the different trails and byways of life, then do not listen to the battery-operated Magic Toupee, the podcast, the new comedy launching May 2024. Really, the producers are complete assholes. They're morons. No kidding! Just listen to this. We're here with inventor Felix Slambutt, who, inspired by the battery-operated Magic Toupee, the podcast, has created a new, innovative comedic invention. Felix, tell us about this new, groundbreaking invention of yours.
When you listen to the battery-operated Magic Toupee, the podcast, the normal way, the comedy goes into your ears, gets filtered through your brain, and by the time your brain filters it, a great deal of the comedy gold gets filtered out automatically. That's why I invented this.
That looks interesting. What is it?
This is the comedic Bluetooth audiophile anal butt plug 2000.
And what does it do?
Well, it's a butt plug, and it has these mini high-fidelity audio speakers. It connects through Bluetooth with your smartphone or computer or whatever device is playing the battery-operated Magic Toupee, the podcast, and causing the comedic material, instead of going to your brain, piped directly up your arse, and you receive a full-bodied colonic comedic injection of satire and spoofery shoved up directly in you and tickling your funny bone from the inside.
And I believe you're going to demonstrate that with me.
We are, so let's get your trousers and your pants down. And now I insert the comedic Bluetooth audiophile anal butt plug 2000. And now experience the sensation of a full-bodied comedic laugh.
Oh dear. Oh my God. This is amazing. I don't understand it. I can't hear it, but it's the funniest thing I've ever experienced. My rectum is laughing my arse off. The battery-operated Magic Toupee, the podcast, is in my colon. Insert your comedic Bluetooth audiophile anal butt plug 2000 and experience the battery-operated Magic Toupee, the podcast, zooming right up your arse. This would be the part of the show where we play the promo that reminds you to do all those things like liking and subscribing, going to our Patreon page, going to our webpage at BOMT.com, or buying the book, The Battery-Operated Magic Toupee, on Amazon, all that kind of crap. So like us, subscribe to us, go to the Patreon page, go to our webpage, buy the book, do all that crap, and let's go back to the promos. In 1967, the Beatles sang "Love Is All You Need." The Beatles got it all wrong because they didn't listen to the new comedy podcast, The Battery-Operated Magic Toupee, the podcast, launching May 2024. Stupidity is all you need. Why? Listen to this. And now a sharing word from the producer of The Battery-Operated Magic Toupee. The final words my father spoke to me on his deathbed were, "You should be really, really ashamed of yourself." I never forgot those words. They've haunted me throughout the years. To help me fulfill the wishes of my father's final words, I created the battery-operated Magic Toupee, the podcast. Every time another listener listens to the battery-operated Magic Toupee,
I'm ashamed of myself. And every time someone actually subscribes to it, I become really, really ashamed of myself. Please, help me fulfill my father's final words. If we could all just listen and subscribe to the battery-operated Magic Toupee, the podcast coming in May 2024 on most major podcast platforms, we could create a world with no comedy standards. We could lower the bar all the way to the ground where it will rest on a steaming pile of dog poop. Please, help me be really, really ashamed of myself. Thank you.
Take out your calendar or schedule. Do it now. I mean it. If you don't have it in front of you, have it in front of you now. Good. Now delete every month except May 2024, which is the month that the new comedy podcast, The Battery Operated Magic Toupee, launches on most major podcast platforms. Meaning, every other month of the year will suck. Why? Listen to this. Warning. In this complicated upside-down world of ours, the odds are that something terrible will happen, and this is a warning to warn you of whatever it is so that you're safe from whatever it is that we are warning you about. It could be a warning of anything from World War IV to an old man with intestinal difficulties ready to release a stale Vindaloo fart to zombie apocalypses or zombie apocalypsi. We don't know what the plural of zombie apocalypse is, and although a zombie apocalypse is a terrible life-threatening matter, we do not need to compound the horror with bad grammar. We can be civilized about the whole bloody thing. Heed our warning and tune to the battery-operated Magic Toupee the podcast to be warned of any warnings that it's critical that you are warned about. Thank you for listening to our warning, and please carry on with whatever you were doing before you were interrupted with our warning. And if you were sexually pleasuring yourself when our warning interrupted you, we sincerely apologize. We understand how difficult it can be to get back in the mood and rhythm when an urgent warning such as this interrupts your focus and concentration. So please continue tucking your dinky or fingering your wah-wah. And don't forget to tune to the battery-operated Magic Toupee, the podcast, coming your way May 2024 with more warnings and interruptions. Question: are you one of those rare people who can say, I learned everything in life, all of the multiverse's lessons, by listening to the battery-operated Magic Toupee, the podcast, or have you just gotten a full frontal lobotomy? Listen to the following, and you'll find out. Witness the cast and crew of the battery-operated Magic Toupee, the podcast, in the locker room, engaged in their pre-show prep, and the director is about to motivate the cast and crew. Okay, kids, it's showtime. The big episode. Now get ready to get in that studio and give me hot. Give me the funnies. Okay, Sheldon, Harry, baby, I'm putting you in the opening sketch, and this is a biggie, boys. Harry, I need a ba-boom, and I need you to set that up. And Sheldon, you give a pause, you give me a fake out, and you come in, da-dum, with the punchline. And Harvey, I need you to push the button and come in with the tacky canned laughter. If people ain't hearing people laugh, they won't know when to laugh themselves. Now where are my stunt anuses? Okay, Barry, baby, let's hear your spicy Vindaloo effect. Excellent, Barry, baby. Sounds like a Vindaloo toot. Even smells like one. And now we go to the restaurant sketch. Peter, give me your dry vegetarian cheese cut. No, that's not dry. That was wetter than a short, and it ain't vegetarian. That's way too meaty. It's obviously a beef trumpet blast. Peter, baby, I need a vegetarian dumpster blast, and make it dry. I need to hear and smell broccoli, asparagus.
No, vegetarian! Give me a vegetarian or you're fired! Get out! Good! I hear peas, I smell potatoes! That's a vegetarian dump! Okay, gang, get out there in the studio and record the battery-operated Magic Toupee, the podcast dropping May 2024, and let's make comedy! That's it. It's over. We're through. I caught you listening to another podcast. I thought the battery-operated Magic Toupee, the podcast, and you had something special. We shared a laugh together. We spoofed things. We giggled at farts. You remember all those great fart jokes we shared together? And now you break my heart and listen to another podcast. So it's over, and I'm removing your diamond-studded butt plug from my anus. No, there's nothing you can do. Don't even bother listening to the launch of the battery-operated Magic Toupee coming your way May 2024. And as a combination screw you and goodbye, you can listen to this. And now a pretentious twat speaks on behalf of the battery-operated Magic Toupee, the podcast, launching May 2024.
I am a pretentious twat. If you ask me, are you a pretentious twat? I am such a pretentious twat, I will say we instead of yes. My pronouns are grandis and magnificus, which is Latin for great and magnificent. I am a pretentious twat, you know. And I changed LBGTQ to LBGTQ plus PT for pretentious twat. Well, we listened to an episode of the battery-operated Magic Toupee at the annual convention of the International Brotherhood of Pretentious Twats, and my critique of this battery-operated Magic Toupee, the podcast, is don't say terrible. No pretentious twat will want to listen to this. Episode 1 of the podcast completely lacked any words in Esperanto. And in the restaurant scene, it was obvious the producers used domestic champagne and improperly chilled sushi. And in that one scene, the sound effects man used a fart that was obviously from a digestion of mushy peas and kidney pies. It was beneath my dignity to have to listen to this pile of merde. I am grateful for having been given this opportunity to warn you against listening to the battery-operated Magic Toupee, the podcast, launching in May. And to show my gratitude, I say to you, namaste, namaste. And notice as I say namaste, I pretentiously put my hands together, do a slight bow, instead of saying, gee, thanks. Ain't I a peach?
The next promo is evidence that I have the mentality of a mentally challenged donkey. I just love the sound effects of the tapeworm. They crack me up. Are you as mentally challenged as I am? Well, let's see. Listen to this.
Listeners, your tests came back. No, it isn't a brain tumor. It's worse. Permanent brain damage suffered from listening to the battery-operated Magic Toupee, the podcast, launching May 2024. The first sketch completely rotted the cerebrum. The second sketch decimated the diencephalon. The third sketch shattered the brainstem, and the fourth sketch completely melted the cerebellum. You have one brain cell left remaining. And now, let's destroy that last brain cell standing with this.
My name is Harold, and I have a tapeworm named Henry. When I was young, I wanted a brother. However, my parents wouldn't give me one. I wanted someone I could be close with, that would be part of me, that I could talk and play with. And one day I realized my parents wouldn't make me a little brother or sister. So with a little assistance from raw, uncooked 5-day-old hamburger meat, delicately shoved in my anus, I gave birth to my tapeworm, Henry. Henry and I go everywhere together. We're close. Now, what does this have to do with the battery-operated Magic Toupee, the podcast? Just this. I must confess, I don't like the battery-operated Magic Toupee, the podcast. It doesn't amuse me, but Henry loves it. I can feel Henry the tapeworm kicking around in my rectum and stomach, laughing whenever it's played. The podcast came between Henry and me. But then I heard some bullshit relationship podcast about sharing activities, and I decided if Henry wants to listen to crap like the battery-operated Magic Toupee, the podcast, I'll listen to it too. I even bought a new comedic Bluetooth audiophile anal butt plug 2000 so my tapeworm can listen to the podcast directly through my anus with excellent audio quality so it ain't passing through my ears. I just shove the Bluetooth butt plug in my arse like so, and Henry gets excellent anal surround stereo. Just listen to Henry laugh. God bless you, battery-operated Magic Toupee, the podcast, piping your way up your arse May 2024. And God bless Henry.
Listeners of the battery-operated Magic Toupee, the podcast, launching May 2024. We're at the end of our tether. We've hit the limits of how low we can go. We've run out of our unique brand of comedy. There is no poo joke in the multiverse left to tell. No gross out left to gross out. No fart gag remaining to be heard or smelled. All the crap to be shoveled has been shoveled, and now we've struck the bottom of the barrel. And though we're at rock bottom, we're now about to go lower. How low can we sink? Well, just listen to this.
And now, one of the producers of the battery-operated Magic Toupee, the podcast, will deliver a very important message to one lucky or unlucky listener.
I'm speaking now directly to one particular listener. It could be that person on the other side of the coffee shop. It could be a neighbor. Or it could be you. So listen carefully, this is important. There's something that's been on my mind that's troubled me for a while, something that's come between us, and I want to get it off my chest. I did it with your mom. Now don't be coy and ask what is the it I mean when I say I did it with your mom. You know what I mean when I say I did it with your mom. I did it with your mom. And not only did I do it with your mom, but it was good. And she begged for more. Now I realize that I left you with conflicting emotions. Are you ashamed that your mum would lower herself to do it with me? Or are you proud? Are you gonna start boasting? Guess who my mum did it with? Well, you're not gonna know if it's your mum I did it with until you tune in to the battery-operated Magic Toupee, the podcast throttling out May 2024. Thank you, and say toodles to your mum for me.
The battery-operated Magic Toupee, the podcast, the new comedy podcast launching May 2024 on most major podcast platforms. We hope you enjoyed that trip through the archives. Please subscribe and like. We'll see you next time for an all-new episode of The Battery-Operated Magic Toupee, the podcast. We love you. Good night. Battery-Operated Magic Toupee. Upload stop. Disengage.
As we gain a higher understanding of stupidity, we gain a deeper understanding of ourselves. Hence we bid farewell to the battery-operated Magic Toupee, pooting and spooing and farting thick brown smoke as it dimly staggers from reality to reality on its moronic mission.
You have been listening to the Battery-Operated Magic Toupee, the podcast. It was performed and was written and produced by Elliot Stein. Copyright 2026. Gargoyle Entertainment. If you're a subscriber, many thanks. We love you and appreciate your generosity. And if you're not a subscriber and you like the podcast, subscribe to us on the Battery Operated Magic Toupee podcast Patreon page for the uncensored and ruder full-length episodes, exclusive content, special events, offers, and even more cool shit. We aim to give you original, uncensored, well-produced comedy, and that costs money. You can also purchase the book, The Battery-Operated Magic Toupee by Elliot Stein on Amazon. And you can visit our webpage at BOMT.UK. That's BOMT for Battery-Operated Magic Toupee.UK.